Surviving 17th century Dutch landscapes attributed to majority artists now equal in number those attributed to minor ones. But
Okay,
since
so wait. Okay, so what does that mean?
um so the artwork back then, right? The major artist, they're just as much as major artists landscapes than the smaller artist ones, the minor ones.
So we're saying that the Dutch landscapes that are attributed to major artists, so the number that we have left that are attributed to major numbers are equal to the ones that are attributed to minor. So we have the same number that are major artists as minor artists, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about the second sentence?
But since the 17th century, many
Prolific.
prolific minor artists made. Sorry, the font was kind of small. Hold on. Prolific artists made a living supplying the voracious market for Dutch landscapes, while only a handful of major artists painted in the genre. Many attributions of 17th century Dutch landscapes paintings to majority ones are undoubtedly enormous. So, hold on. I need to go back because I think I read that too fast.
Yep, that's okay. You're allowed to read it again.
So I don't know if you mind helping me, like breaking this one down.
So we're saying, but since the 17th century, so since the 17th century, many, so at least one prolific minor artist, okay, so we're talking about the minor artist, made a living supplying I don't know what voracious is, but like the, market. So the people that wanted Dutch landscapes, okay, so he made a living selling the Dutch landscapes, while only a handful of major artists painted in the genre. Okay, so we're saying that many artists like made a living doing this, and only a handful of major artists were able to.
Okay.
Many attributions of the 17th century Dutch landscape paintings to major artists are undoubtedly erroneous. So our conclusion is many of the attributes of 17th century Dutch landscape paintings to the major artists are like crazy. Like it's silly that you think that there's so many that were made by a major artist.
Okay.
And our reasoning for saying that is because many minor artists made a living and only a handful of major artists made a living doing that. But this is what we want to strengthen, is that major, like you were wrong. Many of the attributions to major artists are wrong. So let's go ahead and start with A.
So, can we go back for a second?
Yeah.
So are we trying to say that, the fact that they weren't able to make, the major ones were unable to make, is wrong? Or
We're saying that many of the like they were misidentified. So many of the people that we said were major are wrong.
Okay.
Okay, let's start with A.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. My dog is crying. Just blends it.
So let's start with A.
Okay. Technically gifted 17th century Dutch landscape artists developed recognizable styles that were difficult to imitate. I don't.
Does that strengthen the idea that they were wrong about these major artists?
No, because I think what
We don't even know which ones they're talking about here. What artists?
yeah,
They're just saying technically gifted. They both like, who cares?
yeah. So that one's out.
Yes. All right. What about B?
In the workshops of major 17th century artists, assistants were employed to prepare the paintings, brushes, and other materials that the major. No, we don't care about that. We don't, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Like in the workshops of major 17, like they had assistants helping them.
Yeah. It doesn't. I
Cool.
don't think it
Good
doesn't.
for them. All right. What about C?
In the 18th century, landscapes by minor 17th century artists were often simply thrown away or else destroyed through improper storage. I don't think that does any. I don't think
Why don't you think that's it? You're right, but why is that not it?
because they're talking about like the 18th century now, and
Yeah, we're talking about the 18th, and we're saying, okay, but it's saying we did it so in the 18th century, we pretty much misstored the paintings and now they're destroyed.
yeah,
Cool. Irrelevant.
we're looking for like identity. No,
Yeah, let's see. Let's go on.
17th century art dealers paid minor artists extra money to leave their landscapes unassigned so that dealers could add phony signatures and pass such works off valuable paintings. Well, that would be a very good reason why.
Yeah, the major artists just came by and signed them and took credit.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Why only? Yeah, I like that one.
All right, and then what about E?
More 17th century Dutch landscapes were painted than have actually survived. And that is true of most executed minor artists as well as of those executed by major artists. So it's saying both are the same, but in the argument, we're saying many minor artists made the living, but then a handful of major ones. So
Yep.
that kind of does not
Very
work.
irrelevant, and that's why our answer is D. Great job.